Hello everyone. Today we're going to talk about learning objective 4, use return on investment, ROI, and residual income, RI, to evaluate investment centers. Investment centers are typically large divisions of a company. The duties of an investment center manager are similar to those of a CEO. The CEO is responsible for maximizing income in relation to the company's invested capital by using company assets efficiently. Likewise, investment center managers are responsible for not only generating profit, but also making the best use of the investment center's assets. The financial evaluation of investment centers must measure two factors: how much operating income the segment is generating and how efficiently the segment is using its assets. Return on investment, or ROI, is one of the most commonly used key performance indexes for evaluating an investment center's financial performance. ROI is a measure of profitability and efficiency. Companies typically define ROI as follows: operating income divided by average total assets. ROI measures the amount of operating income an investment center earns relative to the amount of its average total assets. To determine what is driving a division's ROI, management often restates the ROI equation in its expanded form. Return on investment equals the profit margin ratio times the asset turnover ratio. The expanded form of a return on investment reveals that profitability and the efficiency of the asset usage are driving the ratio. Profit margin ratio is a profitability measure that shows how much operating income is earned on every dollar of net sales. Profit margin ratio is equal to operating income divided by net sales. To increase the profit margin ratio, management has to increase the operating income earned on every dollar of sales. Management may cut product cost or selling and administrative cost, but it needs to be careful when trimming cost. Cutting cost in the short term can hurt long-term ROI. The asset turnover ratio measures how efficiently a business uses its average total assets to generate sales. Asset turnover ratio is equal to the net sales divided by the average total assets. If managers are not satisfied with their division's asset turnover rate, then how can they improve it? They might try to eliminate non-productive assets, such as being more aggressive in collecting accounts receivable, decreasing inventory levels, or disposing of unnecessary plant assets. ROI has one major drawback: evaluating divisions, managers solely on ROI. It gives them an incentive to adopt only projects that will maintain or increase their current ROI. Residual income is another commonly used key performance indicator for evaluating an investment center's financial performance. Similar to ROI, RI considers both the division's operating income and its average total assets. RI considers both the division's profitability and the efficiency with which the division uses its average total assets. RI also incorporates another piece of information: top management's target rate, such as the 16% target rate of return in the previous example. The target rate of return is the minimum acceptable rate of return that top management expects a division to earn with its average total assets. Residual income is a measure of profitability and efficiency computed as actual operating income less a specified minimum acceptable operating income. RI compares the division's actual operating income with the minimum operating income expected by top management, given the size of the division's average total assets. RI is the extra operating income above the minimum operating income. A positive RI means that the division's operating income exceeds management's target rate of return. A negative RI means that the division is not meeting the target rate of return. And so this slide here, which is Exhibit 24-8, summarizes the KPIs for investment centers. So it goes over the equation and the advantages for ROI and for residual income. This is a good little card to maybe write all of this out on a 3x5 card to use for studying. So a company may prefer to use RI over ROI for performance evaluation because RI is more likely to lead to goal congruence than ROI. Recall that total assets is a balance sheet amount, which means that it's a snapshot at any given point in time. Because the total assets amount will be different at the beginning of the period and at the end of the period, most companies choose a simple average of the two amounts in their ROI and RI calculations. You may have seen this before. You just take the beginning asset amount and the ending asset amount, you add them together and divide by 2 just to get a simple average to use in these calculations. Not all assets are used in ROI and RI because non-productive assets can skew the ROI and RI results. One serious drawback of financial performance measures is their short-term focus. Companies usually prepare responsibility reports and calculate ROI and RI figures over a 1-year time frame or less. If upper management uses a short time frame, division managers have an incentive to take action that will lead to an immediate increase in these measures, even if those actions may not be in the company's long-term interest. So I'm going to post this in the classroom, and I'll post a little question for you to follow up, and I'll see you in the discussion.